Okay. All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Brother, peace of noise. Good dog. I'm tired. got that motherfucking card. What? What do with that dick? What up, right? Big money honcho, 100K cash. They don't be surprised. I bought up the tech, yeah. That's their VV, yeah. Fuck up a chick. Molly and X. I don't want to talk to you 6. Jip. I bought up the tech, yeah. That's their VV, yeah. Good as they went, yeah. Fuck up a chick. Yeah. That's all we say. Yeah. Spin a ticket, go. Spin a ticket, get it back.